Hello there, fellow wizards or pixies. Let us unite. So today, as you can probably tell by what I've just said, this whole video is going to be dedicated to Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which just released on Thursday here in the UK and the USA, and will be rolling out to everyone worldwide in the next coming days. This may contain spoilers for people who don't have it yet in their country or region, so I would suggest, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, best not to watch this one. Go watch my last video instead if you want to. But before I start talking about this game and what I think about this game, I would really like to just give a shout out to some of the amazing Wizards Unite YouTubers who have basically been single-handedly hyping this game for the last year or so. This isn't everyone, and I'm sorry if I didn't mention your channel, but I will link all of them in the description below. WizardTube, Uniting Wizards, Go Shiny Hunter, SlytherWin, who is a really nice person, just saying, WizardWay, Snitches and Witches, The Daily Dobby, XpectoGo, Wizard PhD, Zealman's Wizarding World, Witches Unite, Gitta Lovegood, the Squibbler. Those are just a few of the people, and they're all brilliant at what they do. But now let's get to my review of this game. So the intro to this game, I absolutely adore it with Wizards Unite, and then there's a special intro that you get the first time you play the game, which I won't show you guys. If you watch other people's Let's Play sort of videos, you will see what that is. But it's like a newspaper clipping. It's like a newspaper clipping, which is a bit like some scenes in Harry Potter, and also it reminded me of the start of the first Fantastic Beasts film, where all the Grindelwald posters were up and stuff, so that's what that reminded me of, and I really liked that intro. I really appreciate that they actually have the official Harry Potter music, the soundtracks, John Williams, and, you know, all the other composers. I like that their themes are in the game because it makes it so much more immersive and nostalgic, I guess. It's playing to our nostalgia. I especially really liked hearing Fawkes' theme. Fawkes the Phoenix is one of my favourite themes. It always makes me emotional, so I was gone at the start of this game. The voice acting in this is really good. There was one point where I genuinely thought that the person voicing Harry Potter was actually Daniel Radcliffe, and I did tweet about it. And I redact that tweet because it isn't Dan, but it's so well played that you think that it's Daniel Radcliffe doing the voice. The only voice so far that I've heard that I wasn't convinced about was Hermione. Definitely not Emma Watson's voice, but you know, that's fine. So I want to talk a bit about Foundables and Confoundables. Now, at first I thought the idea of Foundables was really silly. I didn't quite understand the concept of it. But it's basically any object, person, or creature that anyone has ever loved has been, like, thrown out of their own time and into our time, and we have to get them back to their time. And it's all because of a spell. It's a very interesting little storyline, a bit complicated, but basically, Foundables are like Pokemon, and Confoundables keep them tied to our world to protect them, and hopefully keep the statute of secrecy intact whilst we deal with the issue. Some of the animations of scenes like a troll who is wearing a ballerina tutu and is trapped in a music box of Romilda Veins, like some of those little animations just make the game so much more amusing. It's so funny to see people like Filch thrown out of the school and into like the random world around you and just being completely puzzled about it. Those little animations are what makes this game really stand out, I think, and without those funny little humorous things, I think it would be lost a bit. One of my favourite animations is the Kneasel and the Kneasel cat and the chicken, who are just fighting with each other because this cat clearly isn't supposed to be there, and he sees this chicken and he's just fighting him. And there's this one guy who seems to come up all the time, who is like stealing Hagrid's umbrella, or sometimes he's trying to steal Mad-Eye Moody's eye. He's just stealing everything, and I love seeing him about. It's nice to see these little familiar faces, like, oh, it's him again, you know. Potions. Potions is something I really like about this game. I'm still learning a bit about potions. I mean, I haven't been playing that long, obviously, but potions are really interesting to me. what I like best about potions is that they're not simple to brew. Like, you can just brew them, but there's an advantage to trying to figure out the gestures that you need to make, like stirring counterclockwise or clockwise. I don't know if I did that right. That's clockwise, right? That's counterclockwise. I do not know. Anyway, so there's different gestures that you can make and if you get the right combination of gestures, it means that you can brew your potions faster, and some of these potions make your magic stronger, or they make you heal quicker, and there's loads of different advantages to them. And so having this little concept of having to get the combination right and the right gestures in the right sequence is very much how I perceive potions to be. It's a lot better than Hogwarts Mystery because it feels like it's an actual subtle art and exact science, you know. It really makes potions come to life, and it reminds me of the early days of Pottermore where they had that potions game, and I really, really enjoy that about it. Fortresses, greenhouses and inns, those are really cool as well. I've visited a fair few inns now, a couple of greenhouses, and I've never played a fortress battle simply because I have no one to play with, because I have no friends. The good thing about Wizards Unite is that there are loads of places of interest, points of interest around, dotted on the Wizards Unite map, so you never run out of places to go to find Foundables. You know, it could be your post office, which is right on my road, so that's really cool. I can just walk to the post office and there's like 5 different Foundables about. It's great. It could be like a cathedral. There's one that's a cathedral around me. There's a mosque around where I live that's a greenhouse, so I know to go there if I need some potions ingredients. And one of the best things about this is that it doesn't take long to be able to go back to that place and replenish more energy. For instance, if you go to an inn, you'll either get Honeyduke sweets or butterbeer, and that replenishes your energy, I believe. Greenhouses give you ingredients for potions, and fortresses is fortress battles. I've never done a fortress battle. Foundables spawn very quickly in this game, so there's not a lot of waiting around to play again because you haven't seen a Foundable in like 10 hours. It's really very swift, and I found a lot in my house just walking around. There'll be a Foundable in my house, like there was a goblin in my house just this morning. Yeah, and a Graphorn. There was a baby Graphorn who was burning, and I was so sad. I was like, oh, that poor Graphorn. Now, here is where the real fun begins. Professions. I really like professions so far. I just got to level 6 yesterday, so I just got my profession. I won't tell you what it is. Comment down below what you think my profession is in this game. It's between Aura, Professor, or Magizoologist. Now, I'll just briefly explain what those are to you. So, Auras are good at offensive magic, and they're very, very strong against dark forces. They're very hard-hitting, you know, boom, we got you kind of guys. But I believe that their weakness is magical beasts, if I'm correct. They're not so great with Magizoology stuff. So they're good at dark forces, but not so great with magical beasts. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there. Then the next one you have is Magizoologists. Now, they're all represented by someone. So the Aura is represented by Harry Potter. The Magizoologist is not represented by Newt Scamander, it is Hagrid. Rubeus Hagrid is the rep for the Magizoologists. Now, they're very defensive magic. They use very defensive magic. They are very good with magical creatures, obviously, but they're not good with dark forces, I believe. Or they're not very good with magical curiosities. Yeah, they're not good with magical curiosities, but they're really good with creatures, beasts and stuff. Usually it's best to have them healing people because they're very defensive, they'll protect everyone in the group. So Magizoologist if you want to be more of a defensive healings type player. And then there's the Professor, who is kind of a balance of both healing and defensive magic. they're very good with magical curiosities, such as pixies or things like that. Pixies. But they're not good with dark forces at all. Like, they're less strong with dark forces. So I'd say professors are a pretty good balance of the two styles. I'd say that they're arguably the most knowledgeable of the three professions, because they have to be, and they're a bit of a jack of all trades type style of playing. One really cool thing about this game, again, there's so many, but I like that it encourages you to play with other people and use different types of professions to conquer the things that you need to conquer, because each profession has their weakness but it also has their strength, and they all complement each other to get things done. That is a very Harry Potter way of looking at friendships and working together, because, you know, Harry, Ron and Hermione have very distinct weaknesses and strengths, and together they are the golden trio. So the last thing I want to talk about is the storyline, which we don't know too much about, but you do get clues throughout the game. You can collect clues, and so far it's quite an interesting storyline. There is Mr. Grimfawley, who is the main character, I suppose, and he might be the one who set up all this confoundable stuff and kind of did the spell that caused the calamity that's happening. And he had a wife, I believe, but she's gone missing, along with the London Five, which are other wizards who have gone missing. And they're trying to figure out how the Confoundables came to be, how the Foundables came here, and how to lead them back and stop the ancient magic that's brought them here. So it's obviously time and space magic, which is very, very powerful, as we know, and also very dangerous. I think that if this game didn't have a storyline and was just find the Confoundables and keep them, kind of like Pokemon, it wouldn't really be Harry Potter. I think the fact that it has a storyline is good, because that's what we want. We want a storyline, because we invest in stories and mysteries and characters with Harry Potter. So it's a very smart choice to have a storyline, and so far it's interesting. I don't know much about it yet, but I will learn. So yeah, so far so good. I'm really enjoying this game. I don't have very many negatives other than Hermione's voice actor. So, I mean, if that's the biggest negative I have, then you know it's pretty good. So onwards and upwards with Wizards Unite. If you would like to be friends with me on Wizards Unite, I will put up my friend code just here somewhere, and you can copy that down and friend me if you want to. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye!